Good morning. Welcome to Simply Remarkable. Now, do you get kind of behind on technology lately? It's going so fast. Well, today we're going to talk about the latest updates on technology, and maybe we can figure out some things here that we can all use today. I'm ready for this. Let's go. Greetings to our live audience joining us from LinkedIn, X, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We love having this weekly conversation with our special guests that we have here today, our industry experts, and we look forward to this so that you can get to know them personally as well as we do. Also, our chat line is open, so just send us your comments, questions, let us know you're there. We would love to engage with you because that's what we do. We engage. Now, I'm thrilled to welcome our guest today. Ron Pierce is the founder and president of Trinity Solutions in High Point, North Carolina. It's a managed IT service and support provider, and he's been in business 20 years. And also, we have the vice president, Andy King, who has the sales and operations at Trinity Solutions. They are one of our favorite partners, and you can find them featured on our brand new website under Favorite Partners. And they just helped us launch that new website. So we're excited to have them here with us today. Welcome, Andy and Ron. We thank you so much for coming.
Hey, Sue. My pleasure.
Okay. And let me just tell you, I threw this out to our followers to say, what questions do you want to know? So we had lots of questions. And so we picked what we could. We know we're not going to get to answer the whole list. So that means we're going to get to have you back. Does that sound good?
Right.
Okay. Now we're just going to jump right in here. And Ron, you've been in this business for over 20 years. What made you start Trinity Solutions? And what's one thing that makes your company different than others in this industry?
I got fired. That's probably the easiest way to explain that. I got fired. It was 2003, and the economy was still kind of soft coming after 9/11. And the company I was working for decided that the position was no longer necessary. And I had been working about a decade in corporate America, and I was just like, okay, that's it. I'm done. So we're going to start our own company. And so I did a lot of prayer, getting ready to get married, remarried. Was going to have 4 kids, and my wife was a stay-at-home homeschooling mom. So we just went for it, and we started the company, and it became Trinity Solutions. So it has grown significantly. Andy joined probably about 10 years ago?
2016.
Yeah, 2016. So almost 10 years ago. What makes us different? We all love to call that the USP, the unique selling proposition. I'll always tell people that the thing that makes us different is our attitude towards the customer. And I think, Sue, you've kind of experienced this. It's not about the technology. It's not about break fix. It's about the person. And that's what we tell people is that we fix technology, but we support people, because that's really who this is about. It's what makes it all important. I mean, yeah, we've got little things that separate us from our competition, but I think it's the heart of who we are that really does make us different, and why people stay with us. I mean, Andy and I we look back at our retention rate and who we've got. We still have the first client that we had 20 years ago. because we build on relationships and we take care of people. That's the way we look at things.
And I can certainly testify to that, because that's key, especially in today's world. We got to think of our clients first. So thank you for sharing that. Now, Andy, if someone is interviewing IT companies, whether local or national, what questions should they be asking that most people don't think to ask?
The biggest question I would say is to ask the IT company, are you outsourcing your level 1 help desk? Because I find when I'm talking with competitors and colleagues that a lot of them will hire a level 1 help desk that's outsourced, and they'll say American based, but still that's outsourcing it out to somebody else. And normally a level 1 help desk like that's paying their techs minimum wage, and they don't have, you're gonna have to explain everything, and you get in this weird cycle that you end up having to call 3 or 4 times to get one ticket fixed. I would ask that because a lot of companies will hide that, and or they'll say it's picked up by our level 1 help desk that's 24/7. It's like, but it's not. They don't solve the problem. That doesn't help you. We don't outsource anything. So our help desk is in house. You call, you get one of our team in High Point. They are Trinity Solutions employees, and they normally know you. But yeah, long-winded. But to answer the question, how much are you outsourcing and how much are you actually doing? Will normally show you like what kind of company you're dealing with.
This is so key. This is so key. Because how many times do we hate to call even the major companies? And you have to call and they transfer you and then you get disconnected. I mean, and then you get no help at all. So I certainly appreciate that. And so that is one technical thing that people need to investigate. They certainly do. All right, Ron. Now, when a business is interviewing website companies, now you have some website experience, and
Yeah.
I'm going to pick your brain a little bit here. What are 3 questions that a client needs to ask that will immediately separate the pros from the pretenders on website companies?
Okay. 3 questions. All right. So question number, and by the way, Sue has not given me these questions, so I have to come up with.
No, we don't rehearse this at all.
This is live,
Yeah.
live or Memorex. Okay. Yeah. Just dating myself on that. All right. Question number 1. Do you outsource the development work? That's the first question. Because I will tell you that probably about 75–80% of web developers do outsource. So that's not uncommon. It is going to Eastern Europe. It's going to Pakistan. A lot of the development work is done that way. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Don't hear me saying that that's a bad thing. It's just that you need to know that that's where the work is going to be at. So do you outsource? If you do, have you used these developers before? Because a lot of times they're new relationships. They find them on Fiverr.com, for the project that they're building and they're doing for you. So you want to know that. The thing you also kind of want to know is you want to know how many websites have these people done before. All of us want to say, show me your work, show me what you've done. But what I have found over the years is that if this person really has not done multiple websites and actually have got their hands in the actual development, maybe they've done some of the coding, maybe they've done some of the changes. There are little things that can very easily and very quickly blow up on you, especially for developing a website. Look, a couple of quick samples of that. When the contract is being negotiated between you and this person, there's a couple things you want to make sure that's in there. A professional will have these in there. So these are things you want to look for. The first thing is who owns the actual development, who owns the file. because that is key. And if it's not in there, that it says that it's you, the person who is paying for this, owns all files from the beginning, not at the end. That's what's very key about this as well, is because what you may find is you might get 70–80% into the development of the website, and you need to stop. Maybe this person isn't working out, this isn't doing well. You need to get what you've already got done, paid for. That contract needs to say you own it from the very beginning. Because a lot of times what will happen is you'll be held hostage. And you have to pay extra to get your files, which you thought from the beginning were already yours. So it needs to be spelled out in the contract. The other thing that needs to be spelled out in the contract is that the developer is responsible for all creative artwork that is paid for, to make sure that it is owned by you. And what I mean by that is a lot of us see, we all have the images, we all have the stock art. That needs to be paid for, needs to be licensed. And what you get is a lot of times people will go snatch those images off websites and use it in yours and don't pay for the rights. And there are companies that will come after you and say, hey, no, that's our image. You owe us. You broke copyright on that. So there needs to be something in that agreement that says that it's all paid for, it is legit. And if it's not, the developer is the one who's responsible for any penalties and fees, not you. Because normally what will happen is that you'll end up being contacted and you're the one who has to resolve that situation. So those are the kind of things you want to ask for and you want to verify in the contract to make sure before you sign the dotted line. And I would also tell you, get 2 or 3 quotes, because what you're going to find is that the numbers are going to go all over the place. So have your budget set, how much you're willing to pay, and then look at the person and see if they fall in the budget, because you can find one website can vary by thousands of dollars in different developers, and you still end up with the same kind of output. So,
Right. Do you recommend, because this was another part of this, do you recommend that once you have a contract that you let an attorney look at it?
absolutely. Absolutely. Another thing, and I'll leave this towards Andy. Take the contract, put it into Chat GPT for AI, and say, where can I get burned in this contract? What are things that might happen that I'm not protected and I'm not covered by? And you will be amazed at the things that Chat GPT will say that, oh, by the way, this happened or this happened or this happened, you have no recourse. So,
Whoa, thank you for that tip. That was great. Now, Andy, what's the most surprising security issues that you're seeing happen today that people were not aware of, that could happen, and they overlooked it? So I know there's a bunch. And what's coming in the future that we need to make sure we look at?
I will actually give that question to you or to give the answer to both of those questions. I think AI threats right now are the biggest problem that we have. One of the bigger things is ChatGPT is not secured, and when you specify things to it, it'll say they can't show proof of concept of how they're being locked down and what their own governance is, and they haven't. And the claim right now is that the Teams version of ChatGPT is secured, but it's not, and they can't prove how it is. If you're dealing with any kind of like personal information at all, back to Ron's analogy of putting the contract in, the general rule of thumb is only put onto ChatGPT what you'd be okay just putting on your website, because right now they don't know where it's going. I will say, alternatively, Copilot locks its stuff down to the same whatever your Microsoft tenant is if you have the paid Copilot. So it's a little bit safer. I kind of think that the jury's out, so be careful of what you're sharing, because that breach has not happened really yet, but it will. And so that I'm expecting. The other thing is that the scammers now, it used to be because most of our email phishing scams and stuff, they came from foreign countries who would translate things. So sometimes, so you could catch typos, and we always kind of taught you to look for typos, misspellings, misuse of syntax, things like that, to kind of like keep an idea of what a scam looks like. But now they have access to English GPT, so you're getting these same phishing scams are coming, from AI English sources, so they don't have the same typos and stuff. So they're getting more sophisticated. We always teach our technicians that the computer, for everybody that we work with, the computer is just a tool. AI is making it a power tool, and hackers have access to that power tool as well. The thing about power tools is, if you don't know how to use them properly, you're going to touch your finger off. So that's kind of the mentality we kind of have to keep. So things are getting more sophisticated, but also it's not locked down. So I get a little scared.
Okay, how about we're talking about ChatGPT and AI, but there's so many other platforms. Are any of the other platforms more secure or safer to use, or than ChatGPT?
As far as being proven, Copilot, the add-on Copilot to 365, is the most secured channel we have right now for generative IT, or generative AI. Excuse me. Whatever your tenant is that follows, plus it's being controlled by Microsoft Defender as well. There's not a standalone AI protection policy like you have, or antivirus like you have with your computers. But for right now, the Copilot is the best one. I will say though, because Microsoft shot themselves in the foot, I think there's a free Copilot that's on everybody's computer, and it is terrible. It's like a search engine. It's just not a real useful device, or not real useful service. The paid add-on is extremely powerful, and locked down. So reach out. I would say to everybody in a business, reach out to your tech advisor of choice. Hopefully it's us, and we can talk you through the best way.
Yeah, and that's the key thing. We just can't start using all these tools without knowing what it's going to do to our small businesses. Okay, Ron. Now, when a business is starting a website project, what is the worst thing that they can do that will set them up for failure in this?
Blindly trusting the person that they're talking to. That is probably number one, that you just assume that this person has got your best interest at heart. And if you've gotten, and I'll throw this to it, automatically assuming that if they are, that you've connected with them due to marketing, that maybe they're helping you with marketing, or they're assisting you in marketing, that they automatically are website experts. It's not always the case. So don't make that assumption. Do your due diligence. Think of it as kind of like buying a car. You're going to research, you're going to check them out, you're going to look at different deals, different companies. You're trying, you know what you want accomplished. You're just trying to figure out what's going to be the best way to get there. It's the same way with the website. There are multiple ways to get what you want done. And again, we can get point A and point B in a car. Question is, what do you want? What does this look like? Because you can get exactly. Ferrari, or you can get Yugo kind of thing. So what do you want here? But just don't automatically assume that person has your best interest at heart.
Thank you so much on that. Now, Andy, on security, the conversation comes up all the time. Has security changed with our businesses since we're in a remote and hybrid work? It was kind of that permanent. So is there extra things we need to do with that?
Yeah, there's a few things you should do. Number one, any computer that is doing business for you needs to be locked down. Any computer that's doing business for you needs to have an endpoint detection response, needs to have managed detection and response. And those are two different things. It needs to have encryption protocols in place. It needs to be firmly backed up. It needs any connection to you have a server needs to be locked down behind a VPN, behind a multi-factor. These are all the steps that you need to take for all your computers, whether it's remote or on-site. In some ways, it's irrelevant. When you're remote, though, it does pick up the added whatever that connection is. Has to be an open door somewhere. So you need to make sure there's a bouncer or something right there waiting to like not let you into the club, because that's where the bad guys get in. Make sure that make sure that the keys that you have are good and solid, that you are using, proper protocols. The thing I always recommend to people, go get cybersecurity insurance today, and they will give you a list of everything that you need to do. Even if you don't have a tech advisor, if you don't have somebody like me that you can call and come by and look at your stuff, you can always do that. And then take the list and take what they're recommending to heart, and then actually enforcing those rules on your people. And training. So that's a lot, but yeah.
Because there's a lot to it.
All the things you need to do. I mean, it really does kind of come down to there needs to be somebody that you trust that you can talk to give you precise.
Make sure you're exactly, and that's what I've liked about Trinity Solutions, because you do that. You helped us because we're not all speaking the same language sometimes. So you've helped us do that. Now, in that realm, this was a question. Do you recommend two-factor identification?
100%. It can get breached, and we're starting to see more breaches happening. Any kind of multi-factor authentication, though, is better than none. So even though it's not foolproof, is what I'm saying. Even though it's not foolproof, we totally recommend it. Most systems have it in place already, email systems and whatnot. You can also do something like Cisco Duo, to lock down a workstation. There's several options, and I do recommend it on as much things as possible.
Exactly. Is there any companies that you use? Of course, they're all different. Everybody has so much different things on all their computers. So you probably just have to check that out to see, what's the best for your system of what you have.
I prefer Trinity Solutions personally. That's
That's what I was getting to. Yeah, because you're right. We're not all keeping up with the updates, and this is another thing. We're talking about updates. That's hard to keep up with. And if you don't have an IT company that has your best interest at heart, then you'll miss something. And so thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Now, okay. Ron, beyond saying a website looks pretty, oh, it looks great, what are some of the technical red flags that will tell you that website company really doesn't know what they're doing?
If they don't mention security of the website, that's one, because as Andy's been talking about, you need to lock down computers. Where you got to lock down websites as well, because if you've never had a website that's been hacked and it's the source of all things vile, which I have had that experience, I know what that's like. That's one thing, because there needs to be security added to the back of the website that should be scanning and monitoring to make sure that that has been done. Other things you want to look at is um, there's now a diversification of websites. And when I say that is that someone who's got experience and has been doing this a while has done this for different industries. There should be different looks. There should be different groups that they're doing it for. Sometimes when you get a company that they do just automobile websites, they just do it for car companies, whatever. It seems great because that they know that thing, but also what you don't understand is that a lot of times they're just using a boilerplate template that they just tweak a few things and there's the website. So it's not really that they're doing anything special, unique. They're just, rehashing something they've already built. They just make it look a little different colors, slightly different design. So those are the kind of things that you want to see. You want to see diversification. You want to see them talk about security. You want to hear them talk about multiple ways to make the website fast, because there are multiple tools out there that can be used. And if all they're doing is saying, yeah, we put your website on GoDaddy, GoDaddy does fine for some things, but there's some better options out there. And you want to hear them tell you, we got some better options. So.
That sounds great. Now, time flies. Let me just tell you, it's crazy. But the one last question I want to ask is there anything to both of you that you would like to share with our audiences today? Because we're going to have you back because, like I said, we've got a lot of questions. But is there something specific in your area that you want our audiences to take away today?
Andy, you go first, man.
My first thing, my thing would be, because what I'm seeing in the field is that there's still a lot of old devices out there, specifically Windows 10 devices. I'm seeing, and that was end of life back in October. Why that matters is because Microsoft no longer supports it, no longer offers security patches. So now you have like old machines that are, they can still run, but now it's a liability to you. Whether you kind of know it or not, it's not just a slow old machine anymore. Now it's a liability. So I would say, like, to anybody watching this, look at your computer right now. If you have a Windows 10, go get a new computer, like right now, because it's not safe and it's going to get worse.
Whoa, that's good news. That's a good tip. Even though Windows 11 may not be our favorite, hey, we keep working with it.
Better than
Okay.
Windows 8.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Ron. What's one thing you want them to go away with?
I think the last thing I'll go with is basically just whoever you work with for an IT company, make sure you have a trust relationship with them. They are going to hold the keys to your kingdom, and they need to be somebody that you really feel safe with. And they need to communicate to you that they view themselves as your employee who wants to see the best for your company. So make sure you have that feeling. Make sure you feel like that they're there. Make sure it's more than a one-man show with a backpack, that it's a team that's behind them. But you really want to have a sense that these people, they know what they're doing. You can trust them, and that there's somebody that really does want to see your company become the best it can be. Because that's going to be crucial to make sure that the security is there, to make sure the support is there. If all you are is just, a transaction that happens monthly, you're not going to have the best support. You're not going to have the best security. But if they really do care, you will find very quickly there is a huge difference in IT companies. A lot of people don't realize it, but it's there.
That's great. Well, thanks so much, Andy and Ron, for joining us today. We wish for you a wonderful rest of 2025 and much success in helping businesses face the challenging world of technology and helping all of us keep up, be safe, and understand what we're doing here. That's key, and that's the personal touch, and that's what we've said all along, that with technology. If you don't know it, find out from the ones that you can really trust. Now, and then audiences, if there's anything that you heard today that we talked about, security issues, outdated websites, technology gaps, anything hits home with you, please, please go and visit Trinity Solutions. We put their website up here for you. They're also on our new website as one of our favorite partners. So you can just go to our website and get on favorite partners so you'll see them too. So there's all kinds of ways to get to them. You need to do it today. And then we've got some big news, and they helped us do this. So I'm so excited. You know, with our new website launch, it was really, really spectacular. And we decided to do a giveaway. And we had people from all over give us their information so that we would know who they are and that we can honor this. Now, we've got 3 awards that we're giving away today. And our number 3, which is a $25 gift card, goes to Josie Madison. Hope I pronounced that right. All right, Josie, we will be in contact with you. And then the second gift card is a $50 gift card, and it goes to Erin, and it's Elium. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I hope I did it right. And we'll be in touch with you. And then our grand prize winner, I'm excited about this. It's going to receive 5 #1 best-selling books and a conversation with one of the authors. So that one goes to, it goes to Tyrell Sterling. Some of these I know and some I didn't, you know, so it's like, hey, we just we congratulate each one of you so that you will know that we are here for all the needs that you would want from us. And also, we just thank you for following us and listening to us. Now, so then one thing, and I just thank everybody for joining us today. I mean, really, I love what I get to do every day. And let's be remarkable together, because that's what helps us. That's what helps us all. And I love that. I love being personal with people. And I want you to remember, I always remind people, remember to pray and support all those who are still recovering from the devastating effects of hurricanes, floods, and fires, especially here in North Carolina, because it's a long-term recovery for these people. It's not short-term, and we can't forget them because they still need our help. So I'm going to keep reminding people of that, because there's so many ways that you can help them, and we just appreciate that. And next week, we will be right back here at the same time with one of our another favorite experts in our industry, the one and only award-winning Betty Garrett. She's now CEO of Garrett Executive Coaching, dedicated to helping experienced speakers and executives reach their full potential. But she was a former owner and CEO of Garrett Speakers International and comes with a wealth of knowledge and experience about our industry. You won't want to miss this conversation. It's great time. It's great time. And I wish for Andy and Ron today. Now, you're celebrating. I forgot to mention. What are you celebrating on Fridays?
The fact that it's Friday.
Okay, all right. And they get to dress like they want to. Okay, isn't that cool? I mean, I love that. We got to have fun in the workplace. We really do. You know, so this IT company has fun, and that's good. And I just wish for everybody a happy fall football weekend. You know, we never know what's going to happen there. And we will see you back here next Friday. Thanks, everything. Thanks for Ron and Andy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sue.